Hello and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Sasha Reade and I am over on the Wow YouTube channel. And today I've got a really fun tutorial for you where we're going to kind of mix up some embossing powders and create a really beautiful multicolored look. So I've got myself two pieces of specialty cardstock. I've got a glitter gold and a metallic gold. And then one of the things that I love to do with metallic foil cardstock is to emboss it in an embossing folder. Using an embossing folder really makes the detail pop right off of that cardstock. The embossing folder I'm using today is a Lisa Horton 3D embossing folder, and I think this is called Padded Quilt. So it's got these gorgeous sort of bumpy bits with the little kind of dots in between each bump. It looks like a quilt. It looks really cute. So I'm going to adhere that panel that I've just embossed with my embossing folder onto my glitter cardstock to give myself a nice little background. Now I didn't want too much of the overwhelming shine, but I wanted that shine to be there, so I decided to pop my front panel onto an angle. You could always just put it straight onto your card base, but I'm going to stick it off slightly to the side, so I've got that kind of hint of shine, but it's not super overwhelming. Once I've stuck that down, I can then go ahead and trim off the excess bits of card. Now we've got this really cute background and we can go ahead and embellish it and add on our sentiment. So I've decided to use these Christmas dies from Lisa Horton again. These are really fantastic as they've got 3 layers, so you can really build up a beautiful kind of background to your sentiment. This is where we're going to have some fun with our embossing powders. So because I want a nice thick layer of embossing powder on top of my sentiment, I decided to bring in some double-sided sticky tape, and I'll put that on directly onto my cardstock. That way when I die cut out my words, I can stack them up nice and easy and I don't have to worry about doing glue and fiddling around with glue very much. So all I'm doing is applying some double-sided sticky tape to the back of my cardstock. You of course could just use like normal liquid adhesive and glue a few layers together. I'm going to do this 3 times, so I've got a nice thick sort of embellishment to go on the top of my card. Once they're all die cut out, then you can just peel them off and stick them onto each other and layer them up nice and thick. This allows us also to apply our heat from our heat gun and lots of embossing powder so that it doesn't warp or bend. It keeps our sentiment nice and flat, which is fantastic when we go to stick it on top of our card. Just a quick note to say as well that all the supplies used today in this video will be linked down in the description box below for you, as well as the links to all of Wow's social media and their website as well. Also, my social media links are down there as well if you want to check out my YouTube channel or my Instagram or my Facebook group. They're all down there in the description box for you. So to finish off this little embellishment, I'm going to grab one of my green and gold embossing powders as well as my gold and white embossing powder. Now I left that last die cut inside the cardstock. I didn't peel it out just so that I had a little bit of a handle to kind of grab onto while I'm inking up and doing my words. Given it's nice and popped up off the cardstock because it's got 3 layers, I don't get too much ink on that background, and then I'm able to apply my ink to the letters directly and sprinkle on my powder. So I'm going to start by sprinkling the whole back of it in the one white and gold color. Given they're both opaque, I don't have to worry about one sort of showing through the other. So I can put one layer down first and then I can apply my second layer, and then that way I don't have to worry about dividing up my sentiment. You'll see what I mean in a second. So here's my first layer. I've got that gorgeous white and gold showing through. And now I'm going to just take some basically post-it note tape. This is mint tape from scrapbook.com. So it's a very low tack adhesive, and I'm just going to cover up half of my Merry Christmas wishes. So my top half will stay white and gold, and then I can do the green and gold on the bottom half. So I'm going to apply my ink the same way I did before. I'm going to just kind of go direct onto my cardstock with my ink pad, and then I can go ahead and sprinkle on my green colored embossing powder. Now because we heat set the first color, we don't have to worry about cross contamination. And also because it's opaque, we don't have to worry about the gold and white showing through the green and not giving us that beautiful vibrant green color. So now I've gone and heat set it. It looks like a hot mess, but that's only because we've left it on the scrap bit of cardstock that I die cut it out of. So once I pull it all off, it's this nice thick chunky embellishment, and I've already got the adhesive stuck on the back of those words, so I don't have to worry about trying to get some glue on there. And I've die cut the little background out of some craft cardstock. I felt like that went really nice with the gold and the sort of cream colored card base that I've got going on. Now when I put it on my card, I felt like it was kind of missing something. So I decided to cut the next layer out and also add in some snowflakes. So this is a set from Pretty Gets Gritty in the UK. She does ship worldwide as well, but she's got these gorgeous snowflakes, and so I decided to cut a few of those out and add them onto my card as well. For an extra little bonus sentiment at the bottom of my card, I decided to use this stamp set from WOW. It's like a Christmas greeting stamp set, and it's got this beautiful little saying, "From our family to yours," which I thought would be really perfect just along that bottom line of where my little wonky card bit rests. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that in a nice dark green color, so it kind of goes along with my green sentiment at the top. And I'll just give that a couple quick little stamps just to make sure the ink is nice and not splotchy at all. And in order to add on my snowflakes, I find the easiest way is just to add a whole ton of glue to the back of my little embellishment and then stick those snowflakes to that glue, and then add my glue onto the snowflakes. You do have to be careful holding it so you don't get your fingers covered in glue, but it's a great way to add those little extra embellishments and get them exactly where you want them and manage to stick them down nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and just give that a nice firm press while that glue dries a little bit, and then I can go ahead and trim off the excess off the edge of my cards. Grabbed a pair of wonky scissors that weren't cutting, so I had to come in with another pair. It's not overly thick cardstock, but I was really struggling with that pair of scissors. And to finish off this card, I felt like it needed just a little bit more bling to it, so I've grabbed some various sticky back gems from my stash and decided to dot those around, and I filled in the snowflakes with those really big ones there on the top left. And that kind of finished off my card for today. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got a little bit of inspiration on how you can use your embossing powders, how you can make a more colored sentiment, how you can split up your colors. I mean, you could do a whole rainbow of colors if you felt like it. But I hope you had a great time with me today, and I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks' time. Don't forget to check out the description box for all the products used and the links for WOW and myself. Bye for now!